Hey, Assalamualaikum to all of you. My name is NAZIRUL, Nasir, AMSYAR, and this video is about mercury pollution. Have you guys ever heard about mercury pollution? Of course, we have learned about mercury in chemistry. Mercury is one of the elements in periodic table. But do you know guys, mercury is one of the dangerous elements in periodic table. Mercury has been found in 3,500 years old Egyptian tombs. Spain and Italy produce about half of the world's supply of mercury. Mercury can be used to make thermometer, barometer, and other scientific instruments. Mercury conducts electricity and is used to make silent position dependent switch. So guys, actually all humans are exposed to some level of mercury. Most people are exposed to low level of mercury, often to chronic exposure. However, some of the people are exposed to high level of mercury, including acute exposure. An example of acute exposure would be the mercury exposed due to an industrial accident. So, the factor that determine whether health effects occur and their severity include 5 things, which is the first thing is the types of mercury concerned. Second, the dose. Third, the age or developmental stage of the person exposed. Fourth, the duration of exposure. And the last thing is the route of exposure by inhalation, ingestion, or dermal contact. Sources of the mercury. This data is from United Nations Environment Program Global Mercury Assessment 2018. If you can see in this data right now, globally, artisanal and small gold mining (ASGM) is the largest source of anthropogenic mercury emission with 37.7%, followed by stationary combustion of coal 21%. Other large sources of emissions are non-ferrous metal production 15% and cement production 11%.
Mercury pollution poses a tremendous number of negative effects towards humans' health as well as the environment, whether the mercury is in its metallic form or in its most dangerous form, which is the methyl mercury. World Health Organization has considered mercury to be one of the top 10 chemicals or group of chemicals related to major public health concern. This toxic metal can cause illness and even fatality to humans in various kinds of ways. The inorganic salts of mercury are corrosive to the skin, eyes, and gastrointestinal tract and may induce kidney toxicity if ingested. Neurological and behavioral disorders may be observed after inhalation, ingestion, or dermal exposure of different mercury compounds. The symptoms may include tremors, insomnia, memory loss, neuromuscular effects, headaches, and cognitive and motor dysfunction. Kidney effects have been reported, ranging from increased protein in urine to kidney failure. In fact, people who work in an environment that is exposed to elemental mercury for several years have been showing mild subclinical signs of central nervous system toxicity when the concentration of mercury in the air is 20 microgram per meter cube. A significant example of mercury exposure affecting public health occurred in Minamata, Japan between the years 1932 and 1968, where a factory producing acetic acid discharged waste liquid into Minamata Bay. The bay was rich in fish and shellfish as it provided the main livelihood for local residents and fishermen from other areas. For many years, no one has realized that the fish were contaminated with mercury, and that was causing a strange kind of disease within the local community and other districts. At least 50,000 people were affected to some extent, and more than 2,000 cases of Minamata disease were certified. Minamata disease peaked in the 1950s with severe causes suffering brain damage, paralysis, incurious speech, and delirium. In terms of mercury pollution affecting the environment, mercury pollution that mostly takes place in aquatic environment has caused fish to become contaminated with harmful mercury. Once in a lake or river, mercury is converted to methyl mercury by bacteria and other processes. Fish will then absorb the methyl mercury from their food and through the water that passes through their gills. Wildlife animals that feed on fish will be directly exposed to mercury once they eat the contaminated fish. Mercury concentrations are high enough in wildlife that consume fish that it causes adverse behavioral, physiological, and reproductive effects. This includes subtle visual, cognitive, and neurobehavioral deficits in small mammals and birds. In addition, a research that conducted some controlled experiments with mink and otter have established that dietary methyl mercury of 1 microgram per gram of body weight led to death in less than a year.
Each of us must do our part to keep mercury out of the environment. Make sure you buy mercury-free product whenever you can, such as mercury-free thermometers, heating or cooling thermostats, other type of switch and relays, and barometers and manometers. Make sure that you recycle mercury-containing product and bulk mercury. Household can contact the local household hazardous waste collection program. A few products require mercury to function, such as fluorescence and high-intensity discharge lighting. These lights are still good choice environmentally and economically because they are highly energy efficient, which means they require less power generated by coal-burning power plants that release large amount of mercury into the atmosphere. By using and then recycling this item properly, we can minimize overall release of mercury to the environment from human activities. Effort by the manufacturers of mercury-containing products, government programs, and solid waste management facilities have significantly reduced mercury entering the environment from products that contain it. For example, in the United States, Hennepin County program to keep mercury out of the waste stream together with pollution control equipment on the country's waste-to-energy plant have brought mercury emissions levels down from 496 pounds in 1990 to less than 21 pounds in 2000, a reduction of over 95%.